All right, guys. So before we get onto this conversation with Mikey, something just real quick. I would be a little bit remiss, or whatever the proper terminology is. I'm just gonna flat say a rest in peace to an artist from Long Island that I was supposed to actually have a conversation with on this podcast. Friend Zone Leak, unfortunately, had passed away due to his ailments, but yeah, it's heavy for the wood. It's heavy for Brentwood. Heavy for all the boys. Heavy for what everyone knows around him that knew him. For anybody that did know Leak, he was one of the most energetic, kind-hearted, funny men that you would see in the room. The guy was always a pleasure to have a conversation with. Never was somebody to just turn a cold shoulder on. Like if you showed respect, respect was right back. It's a shame. My condolences to his family, his daughter, his entire family, friends, everybody, Viso, everybody that I know. My condolences. I wasn't really close with him, but I knew of him and hung around him quite a few times. And again, we were supposed to have a conversation on here back in December, but schedule was conflicted, and unfortunately, we never got a chance to have that conversation. And it's a shame because the man had stories that I really do feel could have impacted a lot of other lives that watch this channel. But with that being said, I just wanted to get that out there before this next episode is out. Uh, Go stream Friend Zone League on every single platform. It's a shame. It really is a shame to have lost another young one, even just to someone like to these ailments. It's a shame. It is a shame. But with that being said, uh, rest in peace, Friend Zone League. My condolences. May his music live on forever. May he live on forever. And that being said, let's get to this episode. So today I happen to have I'm sorry, I couldn't take this.
No, I know it's gonna be funny this one because like I have
This
a
is
fucking huge band-aid on my face.
unexpected. This when he pulled up. First off, I'm letting him introduce himself. We have a fun episode today, but
Hi guys, I'm Michael Anthony Terzo, aka Muscle Marinara Terzo on Instagram. Been working out at the gym that Tim trains at for about a year and a half now. We just started talking together about fitness, health, lifestyles, and it's been really cool. And he's a great guy, and he's asked me about getting onto the podcast often. So I was like, let's fucking do it. And some
yeah,
curse.
yeah,
Okay,
no,
okay, I want to make
yeah.
sure. But yeah, no, it's a good experience, and you want to know about like fitness. We'll talk about it a little bit and like where I come from, how long I've started for, and stuff like that. So
Yeah, so literally, let's start off with that. So for you literally, I see I saw your transformation first, like firsthand
right,
when you're working with Judd every day.
yeah.
Shout out to Judd. You every week that you came in, something was different about you. Either like the way like your posture, your attitude, your character, your confidence, and then just overall you started to build up. So I know that you were basically training how many days? Like three, like basically
5 6 days a week I train. It depends. Like I do the method of I listen to my body more than anything. I like the go-to saying where like if you don't rest, your body's gonna make you rest, and we don't want that whatsoever. So
no.
about 5 6 days a week, it depends. I do usually do 2 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 3 days on, 1 day off, depending on what I'm feeling.
And I see it basically every day that I'm in the gym. So
Yeah,
and that's basically every single day except for Sunday. But
yeah.
this Sunday's like one day I'm here though. But what got you into the whole fitness game, and also what also got you into competing?
So I guess you could always I had the chubbier background. I was the chubby fat kid in high school that was like, I was short, chubby, and whatnot. And I wanted to get bigger. Now, like my mom and my dad always worked out throughout their whole lives, and I had a lot of family members who always were big into lifting and stuff like that. Especially I worked on when I was 15, 14, 15, I started a job with my uncle, which is a farmer. So I started working on the farm. You know, I had to get strong to lift the potato bags and
Ooh.
stuff like that. So we had to get strong. But
Well, you
me
must
and
be
my
mean with the sandbags then.
yeah,
You gotta be pretty good with
I
the
tried them
sandbags then.
yesterday. The other day, I was fucking around. I picked up the 150.
Did it bring back flashbacks at all?
Yeah, nothing, nothing. Especially working in the produce department and stuff in Stop Shop. I think you mentioned that the other day when you used to work at
Yeah,
Stop Shop or
yeah,
something like
I
that.
worked at ShopRite for a
Stop
while.
right.
I worked I was a grocery clerk, back room,
Right.
everything but register. But
Yeah, that's what I said when I first went in. I was like, give me anything but the
yeah,
register. But anyway, so yeah, 15, 16, I really picked up dumbbells and stuff. Let's say the barbells at like 16, 17 years old. So I tell people I am almost 10 years of lifting right now. So I am a product of 10 years of nonstop. Of course, in my, let's say like, I think like 19, 18, 19, I kind of like fell off a little bit. I didn't go like consistently like I do now. It was like every other month I would go and whatnot. But then just kept going with the fitness, and then at 2021 is when I was like, all right, I'm going to compete one day. I am definitely going to compete one day. I love this so much. And when I was younger too, I actually modeled. So like when I up till I was like 12 years old, I modeled. I did pageants and stuff like that. I did all
so
these
you
things.
just
So
see the attention then. So it wasn't like stage fright or no, like
yeah, yeah, more of that, more not being afraid to be on stage, like walking down the runway and stuff like that, you know,
yeah,
throwing your jacket over. So I wasn't afraid of that. So I was like, okay, I could definitely model, especially yeah, I think bodybuilding. I'm in a speedo now. So like it's like, whoa, we're really out there now.
yeah.
But yeah, 2021, I was like, all right, let's compete. I was really getting serious, getting diet, just learning about everything. And you know, with anything, you do your research and just learn about it and go forth. You watch your idols every day. And about like 24, I was ready to go for my competition. 25, I was like ready to go. And I was like, all right, let's do this. I was getting in shape for it. And then probably, I think it was COVID. Yeah, then COVID hit. And I was like, that's that. So I was a year back from that. And then I was, at the time too, I was working at Planet Fitness for about 4 years. I was the
What
assistant
plan
manager
for this?
in Selden, right by Texas Roadhouse.
I was working Hot Pog location, the
Okay.
overnight. I did.
The overnight. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's okay. Listen, Planet Fitness at the end of the day is a good gym if you want to start out at, no matter what. Like it's a great gym to start with. It's a good place to
build a foundation. You
yeah,
know.
exactly. Just to learn about the weights. The equipment is super easy to use. And I mean, at my gym, like everyone knew me, so they knew like they can come to me and ask my questions. They saw me work out there. And then when COVID came back, I quit my membership at Golds because I was in Golds for a while because I was like, I'm at Planet Fitness. Why am I going to pay for a membership? They just use it here. So getting ready for my first competition, a majority of the training was in Planet for my first competition. And then September, October of 2021, I joined Unique in the Holbrook, and I met Tim, I met Judd, and it was funny because I saw Judd, he was like the biggest trainer there, and I was like, I want him to train me one day. So I asked him to spot me and whatnot, and I was like, you're a trainer here, right? And he's like, yeah. So I was like, I tell him about competing and stuff, and he really believed in me and achieved my goals and helped me out. And then that November, I did my first competition right here in St. Joseph's College at Long Island Champions. They had it again this year over there, or I believe it might have been the Hop Hog location, Hop Hog High School
Yeah, that's
instead.
I was out there with the table.
Cool. Oh, at Hop Hog?
Well, yeah, with the Cannabolics table.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. And then um this year's my best bulk, and we'll probably get into that as a little bit later on talk. But between the competition in November to June, I became a fat kid again. I ate everything, anything and everything. Because again, like during those three month period, I'm strict, very, very strict in the point
Yeah,
where
it was rewarding at the end
oh
of the day.
yeah, oh yeah. But I did it for too long. Like what I've listened to now and listened to a couple of bodybuilders and stuff like that, where it's like do it for a week and then get back on the horse. You know, don't let it go past the week because then it's gonna make you fall off way too much, and to get back on is gonna be a lot harder. So this year is the best, but then I bulked for about 3.5 months, 4 months, and then cut down again for June's competition, which was just back in 2022. And it was funny because I was the same exact weight between November and June, but the density and definition and everything was completely different. And it was really crazy what it shows like when you really isolate, you really contract the muscles. You're not just throwing up weight like an ego lifter. It happens sometimes, trust me, during a bulk too. Like for me, like lately, like I've been having to retract back and be like, all right, Mike, you're a bodybuilder. You're not a weightlifter. You're a bodybuilder. Just relax, because injuries happen and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like my right knee has been killing me a little, not killing me, but bothering me a little bit. I'm like, I don't want this. So and with the competing, especially, like it's just when I decided at 22, I was like, I've been working out for so long. I lost weight, and I was still a chubby kid at like 20 something years old. But I was like, you know what? I can do this. If I did this for like this, why not compete with them? Why not test out workout that I do, where Judd even mentioned too. He's like, you do all this studying, training, and then you go take the test, which is a competition, and you see how good you really are. And it's
Great
like
way to look at it.
oh yeah,
It's a great way to look
yeah,
at it,
because like
actually.
and anyone too, like trust me, bodybuilding is not for everyone in the sense of, because the diet is strict. Like again, your social life is gone, especially during that prep period. Your social life is gone. You're
Oh
not
yeah.
going out. It's funny because like if anything, if I went out, I was like, we have to get sushi or I need to go to the diner. I can't go anywhere else. Like I either go in the diner to get a salad or something like that, or I'm getting sushi. That those are my only options. Um,
See, and yeah, and being the trainer at Unique, I hear every single one of like the major bodybuilders, like the actual like professional, they're going for
Pro card.
yeah,
Yeah,
and the discipline between two a days and making sure you're hitting macros on the nose,
right.
like it's a certain level of discipline that very minimal people can attain
Mhm.
because it's next level to your transformations. Like
Right.
you're not only transforming your body, but you're also going through the psychological changes of building your discipline and really trying to see the best in you physically. Is it the most healthiest option though? Like to do for some of the way it depends on how you do it though, and depends on your
Yes.
coach.
Yes, exactly. It is, like people I've heard this before. I think it's in the Generation Iron. I think it's in Generation Iron 2, which is on Netflix if you guys want to watch it. They have Generation Iron 1 and 2 and 3 on there. Bodybuilders all around the world, they talk about them, lifestyles, they'll bring up I think in Generation 2 they had Dorian Yates on there. He's an also old school 70s, 80s, early 90s bodybuilder. But yeah, it's so much of not just a body limit, but a mental limit as well, because you really have to think about like, I need to get to bed at this time. I need to wake up at this time. I need to eat this time. I need to do my cardio in the morning at this time. And it gets very, very strict. I was going to say, like, it is not for everyone, but like your niche in the gym is what you need to find. And if you want to have just lifestyle and just work out, that's fine. If you want to be a powerlifter, powerlift. You want to weightlift, you want to weightlift, you want to be strongman, just find what you love to do. And this is why too, like, start at Planet Fitness and whatnot, or start a very local, like, or
Like a retro blank.
yeah, well, yeah, like a franchise gym, I want to say, or
My,
something like
my
that.
personal recommendation is Blink Fitness, just because their membership, excuse me, is just as affordable as a Planet Fitness
Right.
membership, but they also have a free range squat rack and a free range bench as well,
Yeah.
versus Planet Fitness, where the majority of Planet Fitnesses only have a Smith machine.
Yes. Yes.
And if you're really trying to build the fundamentals behind lifting and actually, the definition behind squats and, really activating your total body for benching, you really can't get that full aspect with
No.
a Smith machine though. So if you're like for a real, like very beginner's gym, that's why I say fucking Blink Fitness for before anything else.
Right.
Establish yourself and then go on to the next one. It's okay to grow from the next gym.
Yeah, of course. And you will grow for the next gym 100%, where you'll realize, or two, like I always like to maybe mess around with other gyms too, just get a vibe. And then
Change
like,
the environment.
yeah, especially that too. And then when you go into that gym for the day, it's like, all right, I need to work my ass off today, really show my stuff. It's like, who's that guy? Like,
It's like you're stepping into a new, like a whole new school again, and it's just being like to
yes.
show you
Yeah.
like what I'm all about.
Yeah,
Like you
exactly.
just went to Beds for the first time recently, right?
Not the first time. I've been there a couple times actually. That workshop was the second one I went to. Beth Francis holds a workshop once a year. They have a couple of pro bodybuilders, female and male. Both come down. They'll talk about a little bit. They have a Q&A. It's really nice, and you get to walk around with them, talk to them, be with them one on one if you want to. It's really nice stuff with them. And but Bev's is a different animal. It definitely is. It's funny. I was telling someone the other day that Tim knows me in the gym. I'm like, macho man. I work out hard. Everyone knows Mike's works out hard. Mike does his shit. Mike's a
Yep.
big boy. Like I'm a little frame, but a big boy. I'm a mini Hulk.
Puff chest
Oh
out,
hell yeah! Like little
walking
flexing checks a little
proud.
bit. Yep.
Yeah.
Um, but when I tell you, like, of course I belong there no matter what, and as anyone else belongs there, but not saying I felt intimidated, but like wow, like I'm like the little guy right now. There's a lot of big dudes and there's a lot of big girls in there as well. And
There are
it's
some
like
women in there that are bigger than majority of the men in
yes,
that gym.
yes, yeah.
Not saying that's a bad thing, but that just shows a different level of
Yeah,
discipline
and
and
that's the
commitment.
thing. Yeah, that's the thing with like Bev's. Like I would say go try it out one on, and the equipment there is like top notch. Like you'll find things that you will never see in any other local gym.
All right, guys. So real quick before we get back to the episode, just want to take a real quick break to talk about one of our sponsors to the channel, Jocko/Origin Main. So you'll see this stuff behind me. You have seen this behind me for the last 2 years or so on this channel. And one thing I do want to talk about is their protein powder, which is a 4-in-1 formula, which means you're going to get your digestive enzymes, your protein, your essential amino acids, and you're also going to get your probiotics all at the same time with this protein powder right there. So if you go to originmain.com and go to the Jocko Fuel section, get yourself some protein, or if you want to go to originmain.com in general and get yourself some high quality boots or high quality jeans or high quality gi for all of my rollers out there for Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, you're going to use code Welsh10 and it'll save you additional 10% off your order. Let's get back to the episode.
In any other local gym. I hope Unique just picks it up a little bit with some equipment. I mean, we've been having it.
Updated little by little,
Yeah, a little bit by little.
We finally got the pitch start.
And a sissy squat. I
Yeah.
saw it in the back corner the other day. I'm like, yes. Guess what though? It's a little too big for me. It's a little too big for me. I was like, damn. Because when I'm 5'2", so like when my knees go back, my hamstrings are on the pad.
Oh fuck!
I can't get that full range of motion. So I'm like, all right, I'm probably gonna have to put a plate on the bottom and lift myself up a little bit, but we'll make it work.
Make it work.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one thing that I love about Unique now is that they're actually, really they listen to the clientele as well. When we say like, we're trying to really add more to it. I'm getting the sandbags, the maces now too. Like no one even knew what a mace was until my goofy ass walked into Unique with this thing around my back. I swung it around for about a year before they actually ordered their own maces. Now I see kids and I see these adults, like everybody using them either for stretching or they're, getting a feel for them, swinging it up here, bringing it around. It's their first time going around it. And obviously that's why I'm there to teach them.
Yeah, but, definitely. Like look at Eric too right now. Right? Eric's going to be teaching himself too.
I am so proud of that kid.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That is shout out to Eric. He was also on the podcast before, but owner of VIST. Nice. But when I tell you that he's a prime example of not only what the younger generation is capable of if they really change their ways. As in, he turned around from the partying, he turned around from the drinking and getting all fucked up with your friends on the weekends, and he turned it into business. He turned it into fitness. And then when I see him translate that very same mental motive towards the kettlebells, towards maces, and him completely changing up his whole fitness regime around just doing the simple shit around the gym and gym equipment. Now he's actually excelling and learning a lot faster, and he's also developing not only mobility behind that size, but he's building a very strong frame.
Yeah, and that's what the maces come in handy, and the sandbag lifts and stuff like that. Getting back to the potato bags, like if you didn't pick it up right that day, you're screwed for the whole rest of the day because your back's thrown out, like same thing with the sandbags and the masons. One day I would definitely want to get into it myself to see, because like my not like bad mobility, like I'm able to go straight up, but like something where I love
just able to get the additional like mobility to get behind your back. And
I can't touch. You kidding me?
I can touch one side. This shoulder, I forget which one I was. I'm pretty sure yes, the other way. I can't do it that way, but I can do it this way. Not a problem.
You could touch.
Yeah, nice. I can touch, but I can't do this way because of the 4 torn ligaments and the impingement in his shoulder.
Sucks.
Car accidents suck.
Yeah. Car accidents suck, man. Tables suck.
Oh my god. Okay, so before we continue on with everything else, so this again, I wasn't expecting to see. If you're listening to this on Spotify, because after I'm also now launching everything onto Spotify nice. as well. But go over to the YouTube, type in Welshcare podcast, because you'll see exactly what we're talking about. What happened? Is it a table beat your ass?
Yeah, I got in a fight with my table. No, it was Friday night. I came home to my friend's house, and I came home and I was like, let me go watch some. I'm gonna go on Disney Plus. I haven't been on Disney Plus for a while. Let me watch it. I was like, oh, Wakanda Forever's on there. I didn't hear the best reviews on it, but I was like, let me go watch it. So I'm watching it. I'm like an hour in. I'm like, I'm dozing off. Let me go to bed. Now I just have the TV light on. I don't have anything else on, so I shut everything down. I'm like, all right, I know my room pretty well. Like you get that mind connection where you're like, all right, I'm gonna walk in the dark. So I went to go walk in the dark, and the next thing I know, I'm falling over, and my face just went bam right on my wooden table that's in there. Where I do my work on my wooden table in there, and I just went bam, and I kind of like knocked myself out a little bit. And my mom heard of just, like banging, like what the hell happened? And my mom's an old school Italian. She's like, oh my fucking. All right, my mom's like this. I'm gonna be open. My mom was like, you got fucking because
pussy.
because when I tell you, like it's much closed now, but like this whole part of my nose split open about like that big, and like she's like, you need to go get stitches right now, and
You've
I
got a pussy on
Tim
your.
knows I have a whole half sleeve of my arm, but needles with me, no. No matter what, but again, I have a whole half sleeve
I
tattoo.
said, wait a minute. You have literally have a whole half sleeve, and needles is just a
No,
no
no.
go.
Last time I went to go get a physical, the lady's like, I'm like this, like with my arm, and I'm like this, and she's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, I can't do it. She's like, "You have this whole tattoo on you." I'm like, I can't do needles. I can't do needles. But anyway, like rested yesterday. It was actually funny that you mentioned me. Like I was coming tomorrow no matter what still, bro. I was coming. Like even with
Oh
this, like
yeah,
I was coming still. Then you text me, I was like,
the guy.
I could rest all day long. I was still even gonna go to the gym tomorrow. My mom's like, I'm surprised you didn't go today. I'm like, I'm gonna go today now. It doesn't matter. I just can't. It's funny because like I don't can't really move my eyebrows much.
Without it, like,
Yeah, without so like I'm keeping it like I have Botox throughout my head. Yeah, it's just what it is. I'll be in the gym today like this. It's fine.
oh shit, yeah,
But yeah,
definitely getting a couple eyes. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I had that in the store I was telling you before. I'm walking to the store and people were like, yo, you didn't see anyone get fucked
It's,
up in a fight before? You haven't seen anyone?
especially in this generation on your phones, especially
Right.
like you see people get decapitated at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
like
it's
it's
just literally a
nothing.
band-aid. Like you walk around with the actual gash and it's still bleeding.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want to do it.
It's,
That's what I
but
don't want to do.
so we talked a little bit more about your going on to stage. So what was your emotions like when you were actually the very first time that you stepped out and you faced the judges and you were on stage, lights on you, cameras on you, very first time competing with it? What was your mentality like?
That morning I was very excited. I get you get spray tanned, obviously. You get spray tanned everywhere. Um, but I was very excited. So that morning I woke up at like 5:30, 6 in the morning, started eating my carbs. And that's well, I could probably talk about that another time, but like on Saturdays is your carb up day. You have no water. What I have or me and everyone else, you have no water whatsoever that day, but you can carb up like a mother. In immense senses, and this is hilarious because like you're so clean throughout the whole thing, but I'm eating Fruit Loops, I'm eating donuts, I'm eating cookies, I'm eating all the good stuff that Saturday, all day. But the whole day I'm dry. But again, as they say, and I think you're gonna agree with carbohydrates,
Yeah.
very important for you if you want to grow muscle, if you want to achieve a weight, you need them. Again, they're hydration at the end of the day. So they're gonna hydrate your muscles no matter what. Even though it's a carb, yes, you might get a little chubby from it, but you're hydrating your muscles to fuel yourself for the day. You're like a gas powered car. So I woke up, got my last tan on, 6 o'clock, came back home, had eggs, potato, a little bit of ketchup on it because I allowed to have a little ketchup, and then drove to St. Joseph's and just excited the whole day. I was really hyped and excited. I had a couple of friends that were going there. Like I don't know if you know Tom. I don't know his. I think I know his Tommy. I think it's I want to say the Stefano, but it's probably not the Stefano.
Does he
He
have
has a
a
ponytail. Yeah,
yeah,
he's
okay.
jacked as hell.
Yeah.
I started talking to him when I was training with Judd. Really, really nice guy. And I knew he was doing the competition with me, so I was like, all right, I have a friend there. We're good to go. And as you when you walk in, so this was at their auditorium. When you walked in, you sat down in the stage for a little, and in the um, not the seats, let's just say, in the seats, and I saw him, so I sat next to him, talking, getting ready to go, and then it works. It's literally just a process. The judges, Steve Weinberg, will stay. All right, guys, I need you all down here. We need to hit up and listen. And it's like just a coaching thing. Like, all right, listen, this is what's going to happen. This. We're going to have prejudging at this time to this time. Gonna go off, do what you gotta do, come back in for the night show. We'll give rewards out the door. It's very, very scheduled and very routine. So like the whole time you do have to be listening constantly. All right, go back up, get changed, do what you gotta do, spray tan, whatnot again. And prejudging is very simple. They'll call up bodybuilders are first, then classic physique, then men's physique, and then they go into the women's. So bodybuilders are like, all right, bodybuilders, I need bantamweights. Oh no, I'm sorry. They'll do masters first, which is 35 and up, 35 and up are masters. And then they'll do like, all right, we need open bantamweights, which is me, open lightweights, open midweights, and then go down the line. And that's you go on stage, do your poses, and then again, even now during a bulk, I am practicing constantly. I'm never not practicing for posing routine. So you have quarter turns and your mandatory poses. Then at the night show, you'll come back in for like your um like dance routine, I guess you call it, like your routine where you have the music going. It's fun. This is for
Yeah.
the audience. It's really for the audience at the end of the day. The judges do look at it, but it's more just for the audience itself. And at the end, they'll give you your trophy or medal if you do place. Let's just say. Did my first rounds in the morning, felt really great, really confident. Went back and like, all right, we'll see you later. And I'm like, oh shit. Now prejudging was 10 o'clock. It was done at by 11:30, 12. So now I have this is what happens. From 12, I had from 12 to 5 o'clock. So I just went home, ate a little food, slept, had my feet up. Like resting is weird because like you'll rest on that day, feet up, so the blood just keeps running down. So like kind of like your legs will get a little leaner by the time you get back there again. So like little tricks and tips.
Little hacks,
Yeah,
hacks.
little
Yeah.
things, little things. I actually did come in a little lighter that nighttime. Yeah, I came in 127 instead. Yeah, it was 129 in the morning. I came 127 at night. Yeah. I could just lost a little bit more when I peed, losing a little bit more fluids.
Wow.
Yeah, again, no more no water throughout the whole day. I know that's it. I tell you it's hilarious because that's how you are. Like,
But yeah, that see, I could do like a food fast, no problem. But a liquid fast,
very hard. It's very difficult.
that's more. I feel like that's more challenging than anything else, just because your body can survive. I believe it's like if it's like 2 to 3 weeks without food.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Your body can only last like a couple of days, if
Yeah.
not a week,
Yeah.
without water.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at like all the survivor things on there on the line. Like I need their number one thing. Like I used to watch Bear Grylls all the time. I don't know if you ever watched Bear Grylls, but
Yeah.
like water is my main thing. I need to get to water, and that's it. Speaking of water, so like during the prep, you push it up to 2 gallons a day for those 3 months. And then that Wednesday, you cut it down to a gallon. The Thursday, you cut it down to a half gallon. Friday is 4 water bottles, and Saturday is nothing. So that's how you cut it back. So from going to 2 gallons a day every single day to like gallon, half gallon, 4 water bottles and whatnot. But usually by me, I'm pretty good where like by the Friday, like 4 water bottles, it'll be like 8 or 9. I'm like, I still have 2 waters. I still have 2 waters. Like I could just sip and like switch it around, make it last.
Right.
And then but yeah, the competitions were great. I always had a great time. Even the New Jersey one. I had a buddy that lived in New Jersey that was in the first competition. I knew he was going to be at that competition, and one of my other coaches out that helps me out. His name's Julio. He did it to get back into the game again because he was pro bodybuilder. He was sponsored by Optimum Nutrition back in his day. He was really a big athlete. Then he knows Steven and he's like, yeah, I want to get back into it and whatnot. And then he did the competition with me in New Jersey as well, which was again a great time. It was good fun. Cool because again now I'm traveling a little bit for this one.
Right.
It was a good experience, but every time I was just so more excited and happy to be on stage. Like I did this. I'm on stage, Not many people can say like I made it here. And that's comes into like I think you've been noticing like I've been posting a lot more motivate like more motivational captions on my post than anything, like more pushing you forward. Like, no matter if you fail, you go on like with competing, like you might fail, you might go against someone that is genuinely genetically better than you. And that's okay in this field. Like just make sure the whole training process is you outworking everyone else.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna get like this is one of the things I listen in the morning. If you're gonna get get beat by someone that is just phenomenally talented, just so good that you're like, all right, I got beat by this guy. You didn't get beat by this one. It's like, fuck.
No. So that goes down with just anything in general. I feel like in life when it comes down to just talent and just being consistent with your hard work. When I first picked up the fucking Mason the clubs, now creeping on 2 years, it's I thought I was doing all this good shit. Like I thought I was like, swinging. I thought my form looked great.
Right.
Till you actually get humbled. So
Yeah.
do you find that people get a little more humbled after their time on stage, or do you feel that
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like guy Shashira, friend, he's on my Instagram and stuff like that. That guy I met in this St. Joseph's one. He actually just got his pro card this December that just passed.
oh wow.
Yeah, and he's first Napoleon to get a pro card. So from his like Nepal,
Yeah.
No one ever got a professional card there, so he's the first one
Wow.
from Nepal, and it's really crazy. But I didn't feel inferior or anything like that, but I knew like he had phenomenal legs compared to me on that first competition. Phenomenal legs compared to me. Now like that's like you've seen me probably like today's legs afterwards. Like I hit legs at least 2 or 3 times a week. Two rows.
Bloated quads.
Yeah, trying.
Bloated quads. The man's got bloated quads. They hang over his kneecaps.
Tree trunks, tree trunks. Thank you. But no, that's something where like, I wasn't afraid to because I was bantamweight, he was lightweight. So it wasn't like we both were gonna get a medal no matter what because we were the only ones in our class. But again, like I looked at this guy like fuck, he's got great legs compared to me. If I versed him actually one-on-one, I would come in second or third. But at the end of the day, it didn't deter me from keep going and doing another competition. It's just like, all right, I just gotta work that much harder now to get that level. Let's just say too, again, he's from Nepal. So like genetically, he might have genetically just gifted legs, where genetically I have gifted arms, a back, it depends. So never felt like uh
Intimidated.
yeah, I guess, yeah, intimidated in the sense because again, like I said, like we all made it there. We all made it to the stage, no matter if you win or lose, you made it up here. You're in a speedo or bikini, whatever you're doing for women's sports as well.
Very exposed.
Like yeah, so like you're here, like you made it to the stage, and that's the number one reward at the end of the day. That you did all this work and you were able to make it to this, even if you place and if you don't place, but you were able to show them. And what I've been told, and this is very true, the more you do show up, the more you know you more you get noticed. The judges like I seen him last year, he was here this year, he was he was at the workshop. I seen him. He's like, you know what? He's doing good work, and it's not political. They really said that on the last workshop. It is not political at all. A lot of people do say that, but it is like the best body's gonna get the reward. Not
Yeah.
gonna give the shitty body to the reward to the shitty body. They're not gonna do
No,
that.
there's no hiding it.
No, especially then with all those lights on and whatnot.
Yeah, with all the lights and you're literally fully exposed. You just
Yeah.
have like that one little piece of cloth that's covering your body.
Jock string.
Yeah, literally. So like they're looking at your ass cheeks, looking at the hamstrings,
Right.
looking at the quads, looking at the calves. They're literally looking at your chest, your deltoids, your rear delts.
Yeah, every little muscle detail, and is it symmetrical? Are
Yeah.
you symmetrical on the right side compared to the left side? Or does it flow? Does it match? Is it symmetrical to your body, or it's like, well, his arms are like, or his chest are way too big for his frame, or like something along those lines where it's like, it looks like more of a monster than anything. It doesn't look right.
Doesn't look right.
Yeah, no, I mean it can happen. That's where I mean, bigger is always better in the field. They do like bigger guys. Like look at Chris Bumstead right now. Like he's been coming in so great the past couple of years. But again, they're stepping away from the mass monsters a little bit, like Jay Cutler and stuff like that. Like they're stepping away from the mass monsters because to be 315 pounds on stage, 2% body fat,
Hey, healthy one.
No, to hold that and
No.
like even one guy I listen to on Instagram, he's like, when I put on those 50 pounds during a bulk, when I tell you it's hard to go upstairs and breathe, like my body feels that this weight is on me. But when I go cut down again, I'm okay. But like during that time period when I'm bulking, it's hard. It's not easy because I can't like physically breathe. Martin the Martian on Instagram, he's a great young competitor. I like him a lot. He's one of the things like I started doing was breathing strips for like when I go to sleep at night. Because when you have so much mass on you too, it's hard to breathe.
Right.
Even though like you get your core strong, like you probably know about alligator breathing.
Oh yeah.
Where great method if you want to help your breathing, your chest push out. You lay down on the floor and you breathe and push yourself up on the floor. Lay flat, and it's called alligator breathing. So if you think of like an alligator, crocodile, it's something like that. But it's great for breathing. But again, when you have big mass on you, and now like muscle gets more dense as you get older. So yes, you'll have a capped bicep, but it's the density inside that muscle that will hold you down. Same thing like in science class, like density over weight.
Yeah. That's another reason why I train the clients the way I train my clients is to build dense muscle, dense core, a dense.
It's gonna last them years.
Exactly.
That's the thing,
when you focus on just bloating up the muscle, yeah, it looks great for the time being, but it doesn't last.
No.
That pump only can last so long. And what's frustrating for me is that what I see sometimes is that you got my clients who look at these individuals who they see all the rippedness, they see everything there, and they think
very mainstream right now.
Yeah,
Very, very mainstream right now. Just be ripped, ripped, ripped. That's
yeah.
all it is.
Meanwhile, they're not focusing on the big thing, which is longevity, being able to stay strong, somewhat lean, obviously,
Yeah,
but if you really want to be healthy, you got to eat, and
right.
eating healthy, and unless you have God-given genetics where you can eat whatever you want, like
Yes,
that's a whole
yes.
different
I had
story.
friends like that where they could. I remember in high school, little Cutlears at the high school, they have McDonald's every fucking day, 6 pack. I'm like, I hate
I
you.
literally hate
I
it.
hate you.
I look at a cupcake and I'm already gaining 5 pounds.
I think you saw the other day. I had Wendy's the other night, right? I had a Dave's triple. I love saying that. I had Dave's triple, French fries, and 10-piece McNugget.
Oh,
Delicious. I enjoyed it. But when I tell you my love handles came right back that next day,
yep.
oh, right back.
That's like easily right there. It doesn't sound like it's a lot, but then when you break it down and you look at their menu, it's like 2,000 calories right there, just that one
Easily.
shot.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
Me personally, the only thing I could do now from Wendy's that my stomach tolerates is the nuggets. So I would do. They have that another fat boy moment right here. They have a two for six, and the 10 piece happens to be on there. So I'll do two for sixes, one batch of spicy and one batch of regular nuggets, and I'll just dump them all into a bag and just fucking shake them up and make it like a surprise, which one I pull
Hell
out.
yeah, that's
So
awesome.
it's stoner fat shit, just straight
No,
up,
it's
just
all
eating
good.
up.
All good. I love that. But that's the thing too. Like you being the fat kid, we were the fat kids. We
Yeah,
were there. So we cut down. We know it's like, and that's what I like to promote a lot too, is like live your life still, no matter what. Like, don't
exactly.
be so strict with, don't be so crazy. Cause again, like, especially with like, if you are a heavier set person and you want to lose weight, of course, in the beginning time, you're gonna lose the weight and whatnot. But then like think about it. I got down to this lower weight. If I gained a little bit, I know how to get back again. I
Yeah,
did the process. I did this. And that's where I like the bulking and cutting comes in. Like to know, like, all right, I'm going to cut down to this weight for the summer, but then like September, I'm bulking back up. I'm gaining like 30, 40 pounds and getting back up there to gain that muscle mass, to gain that next level. You need that back and forth. And what will happen is over time, which I've noticed, like I was saying, like this is my best bulk right now. Like I'm 152 pounds right now, but I'm fairly lean as a 152 pound. Now I'm probably about like
and
70.
you picked up the 150-pound sandbag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it again.
It's nothing. They're right over. They're right over.
That's that density farmer. That's that dense
Yeah.
farmer strength.
Yeah, but what will happen, like I was saying, like this bulk is the best bulk because like my body knows what's happening. It knows it's gonna cut. It knows it's gonna bulk. Like especially during prep time, which I learned the prep that just happened in June, like the coming up to June's competition, my body knew like, all right, we're prepping right now. We're getting it. So what I need to do is I need to lose the fat and maintain the muscle no matter what right now. I need to keep that. So just again, like living your lifestyle and enjoying life, like knowing, like okay, like me and Tim were just saying about like the fast food, right? I haven't had Wendy's in about like a month and a half, right? So, but like I treated myself, I enjoyed myself. But the guy, I think like the amount of output I put out. Now I also work a manual labor job. I do renovations, construction right now. So like working out that food out of my system like it's nothing. Like you're gonna have some ice cream at night, okay? Sugary stuff.
Of that, I'm guilty of.
Yeah,
That little freezer I got right there. You're gonna see there's a big ass tub of French vanilla, yeah, vanilla bean ice cream, like
nice.
vanilla bean.
That's
So
good stuff. That's a good vanilla.
every like 2 or 3 weeks, I'll change it up. Then I'll get like a cookies and cream one. I'll get a
Okay.
cookie dough one. Every few weeks or so. But the ice cream's gotta be a necessity. Like that's one thing that I can never fucking
Ice
give up.
cream.
Yeah, I because it's always like it brings back like nostalgia to the childhood and everything
Ooh, yeah.
else. And also, I feel like this one, well, before it flies out of my head again, I feel like that's another reason why you have an advantage over a lot of other people on that stage who just have the regularly God gifted genetics because your body's already used to going so big and going so small just because of you're already originally, the bigger kids.
Mhm.
It's another reason why it's easier for me as well to understand. It's like, yeah, when the scale goes up, okay, now I just gotta dial back and then let's fucking kick back in.
Right. It's not the end of the world.
No,
It's not the end of the world. And at the end of the day, I think you've seen it more and more, and I've seen it more. The size of a 10 pounds of fat compared to the size of 10 pounds of muscles is dramatically in difference, like a difference in it. So it's crazy to think like sometimes like this week will be off, this week you'll be a little heavier, this week you'll be a little lighter. It's gonna happen no
yeah.
matter what. And just to again have fun in life, enjoy it no matter what. If you're going to prep on stage, yes, those 3 months is very, very strict no matter what. You're not.
All right, guys. Today's sponsor is also Cannabolics. So you guys already know my affiliation with Cannabolics. You guys also know that I happen to also work with the company now. So if you guys have any questions regarding any of the products, from our freeze gels to our tinctures to our chocolates, our special chocolates especially, feel free to shoot me a DM. And if you're somebody who also is not necessarily a cannabis user or lover, we do have an aromatherapy line that competes with the top-notch products that's on the shelf currently right now with the aromatherapy. So from a body butter that's all natural to our candles that are made from beeswax, and then also our essential oil line. So we have a little bit of everything for everybody. So don't forget to use code Welshcare at checkout when you go to cannabolics.org. Let's get back to the episode.
Months is very, very strict no matter what. You're not cheating yourself whatsoever. You probably could once if you have a coach, if they tell you to cheat, they tell you to cheat, have a little cheat. Nothing crazy. It's probably just gonna be a burger and fries. It's nothing crazy. Or a couple of slices of pizza. That's it. It won't be like go have ice cream, go have sugar and stuff like that. Because that's like that's the killer during the prep because that's sugar content. If
Yeah,
you're
that's
staying,
totally different.
yeah, lean prep, stuff like that. But
Pizza's another one where it's like if I had to go either pizza or ice cream, it's just like the nutrients in me. It's just like it's not really nutritious in itself, but the pizza is definitely something where it's just like at least it has a little bit more protein because of the cheese, and especially if you get buffalo chicken pizza or
oh yeah.
barbecue chicken pizza, they get
Yeah,
yeah.
nice chicken roll, nice
Oh,
Italian chicken
fuck.
roll. Ah,
Dip it in the marinara.
hell yeah.
Good God,
That's why I'm marinara muscles
got,
Italian over here.
got my fucking mouth watering just thinking about that
No, I
shit
know.
now. Oh, but especially during that time of prep, you have those cravings and everything. Do you do anything else to like suppress the cravings, or like do you have like little tips and tricks for anybody else who say like maybe are competing that can help that can help them out?
Yeah, definitely. Fruits are a big guy. Watermelon, grapes, not so much because those are more sugary contents. You want to
Really?
stick, yeah, watermelon especially. Like it's very, it again,
I thought it was just like carbs and water, basically.
it is, but it's weird to say because watermelon is one of the most sugariest fruits out there. Like you're gonna maybe a banana like earlier in the morning you could have it, but like blueberries are actually a fat loss reduction, so you could have as much blueberries as you want to
That
if you
I
want to.
love.
Yeah,
I love blueberries. I
freezing
snack
them.
on them.
Oh my god, you freeze blueberries, so good. If you oh,
They're kind of in the freezer
hell
right
yeah.
now.
Off topic. I know we're talking about like fruits, but like freeze your grapes, people. Freeze your grapes. Don't
Yes.
not freeze your grapes. There's the best little popsicle you'll ever have.
It's literally it doesn't have like when you bite that it's like a jawbreaker. No, you
Yeah,
bite that
right.
it still mushes because it's a fucking grape. But
My other thing, again, going back to the 2 gallons a day. So like if I do have a craving or whatnot, I have to, and it's late at night where I'm realistically just eating chicken or like meat and vegetables at my last meal of the night, or just a plate of meat. That's all I'll eat at night. And it sounds weird, but like it's just that's the last meal of the night. I can't have anything else. I just have to have my protein. I'll chug it like in my jug at least 2 bottles worth in like a sitting. Now, like you'll feel your stomach push out because you have so much water in it, but like your craving is gone. So that and I'm I'm anaphylactic to peanuts and tree nuts. Yeah, so I can't have peanuts. Tree. I never had peanut butter in my life. Never had Reese's cups in my life. Never had nothing of that.
oh shit.
I know. Well, not I know. Death. I always told this on my deathbed when I'm dying at 90 years old. I am having a spoonful of Nutella. Give me the spoonful.
Well, I'll say, personally, this may be a little controversial for the Italians, but not the biggest fan.
Of
Like
Nutella. I know
I'll
people are.
I'll have it every now and then just because it's just like it's delicious,
Yeah.
but it's just like it's something to put on for consistently. It's like I'd rather you have like a Reese's peanut butter cup like that. A Reese's peanut
Right.
butter cup, that shit. I was only until 8th grade was the first time I really like started eating them,
Okay.
and I ate
Ate them.
ate them. That's
Hell
all I
yeah.
was basically had every other fucking day was just a pack of fucking Reese's peanut butter cups, snacking them down.
Nice.
They have to realize that if you eat just 2 packs of that, you're literally have to run up and down stairs about 1,000 times, 2,000 times just for you to even burn a minor bit of it off.
Right. Like I remember this off topic, but 1 M. If you're having an M, you have to sprint a length of a football field to burn that off. I learned that a long time ago. Like
That's fun.
yeah.
Also, for those who like wondering what
I'm
I'm
guessing
sniffing, like,
lavender.
so this is the essential oil blend. This is the citrus and pine blend. So, yeah. So what I'm doing that for is just
Sounds
because
experiment.
exactly. So my nose is a little stuffy. So just to have, I still have my clear communication voice, and I still have minor stuff, but it helps open up the airways. So it's from Cannabolics also. just so you guys are a little more when yeah, right. Yeah. We're not just it's not just CBD and everything else. There's also the aromatherapy
Right.
line, the candle, the body butter. Like that body butter is hemp oil infused, so
Okay.
it's more natural for your skin to absorb as far as and also stay hydrated at the same time. We also use the shea butter, but that totally just went out of commercial there for a second there. But
It's okay. You gotta do your stuff, man. Uh, what I have is sun butter,
so,
non sugar sun butter, which is sunflower seeds crushed up.
really,
Yeah, it's the same aisle as the peanut butter and stuff like that, but it's sun butter. So it's sunflower seeds crushed up.
I've actually never heard of that to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, no, I've never heard. I've heard of
I
like
should have brought the chocolate one
oil,
in.
but
Yeah, I should have brought. I have a chocolate, so it's chocolate sunflower butter, which I'm having right now for the bulk. Yeah, it's like so basically it's consistency of I mean, I don't know, but like from what I've heard, I have people try. It's the consistency of peanut butter, but it tastes like sunflowers. Yeah, sunflower seeds. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel. Like it's just
It's
like
not bad. It really is not bad, especially when you get used to it. Like for my prep, I have that with rice cakes, no sugar, no salt, plain. It's cardboard. It's literally cardboard. But I'll put like a tablespoon on it, and it tastes really good, honestly. And that's a good like it's my sweet thing. Or what my sweet thing was my first competition, no, my second one was watermelon amino acids. That was my little dessert.
watermelon amino acid. That's dessert.
Yeah,
Wow,
like that was my little sweet thing of the day. You know, it's
wow.
sad, but like
Well, I mean that I mean it's a healthier way of getting
yeah, but
that
like I had
sweetness
that
in.
sweetness, you know, I'm like, oh yes, watermelon amino acids.
Which actually it's funny because the company here just dropped a watermelon amino acid.
Oh
I'm doing too much
nice.
fucking
They're
marketing.
getting big that company. I remember how you just said it's like it was coffee or an energy drink, small thing. And I
Yeah,
used to see in Dollar Tree actually. And now it's excuse me, way bigger now. And now they have everything. Yeah.
yeah. When I tell you that this like the watermelon one is just it's so like you immediately kicked into my brain because it's just like it's new, but like that watermelon flavor is so fucking good.
Yeah, it's like a
Like
good watermelon flavor.
yeah, when you actually it's like be person watermelon flavor hits one or two ways. The watermelon from Celsius is just like mm.
Mm,
And then you have a watermelon that's actually like it's like sweet watermelon like that, not like the medicine type
right,
watermelon, because there's just like a strawberry cherry like that. It's like that one specific flavoring where it's just like it's so close to being medicine, but it's also very close to being so super sweet, regardless of
right.
that.
Like a cherry could be like that if you get a cherry flavored thing. It's either it tastes like cherry medicine or it's a good cherry, you know, it's like
Yeah,
one or the other.
the good cherry is like that's another one where it's just like lip smacking, but then yeah,
Yeah.
that you have that cherry medicine. It's just like oh my god, like Pepto Bismol or
Yeah.
like the flu cough medicine from like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just
Or it's like which don't taste bad. Halls, the cough drops.
no
Those
those like
those hit.
those back when I was in basic was like we sucked on those like candy
Yeah, yeah, that's all you had.
literally because I would have so I told people before that Welshcare the name came from basic training because there was a place called self care where this is where you'll get like ace bandages, band-aids, cough drops, everything once a month. I would literally be there almost every other week with a different ailment because of how fucked up my body was. But also every time I would go there, obviously the one time a month, I was there for about 6.5 months. I would get, the cough drops every single time. I had and all this other like little medicine that they would give me. And
Mhm.
at the end of the night, I would have a bunch of the guys in the fucking platoon come up to the my bunk and ask me like, what do you got?
You got the stuff. You got the
What do you
stuff.
got? What do you got over here? What do you got over here?
That's so awesome.
So it's like literally, it's like, you got stuffy nose here. I got this for you. Oh, you got your throat shy. Oh, I got this for you. So literally, like my bunk became Welshcare. So it's
Nice.
like,
Okay.
and the nickname it was like meant to be like busting my balls and shit. But then that's where it's like, all right, now I'm gonna turn that into a brand now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a good way to how it came from. I like that.
it's a little, it's like the minor backstory behind it, and the fact that it's like now Welshcare is like becoming more and more of an actual brand. Like it's a little bit more of like a because I'm creeping on the what is this now 2023 uh seventh or eighth year since I graduated basic, and then it was 2015, seventh, yeah, seventh year when I graduated. It's like 7 years later, like Welsh Care is still a thing. It's like I now officially like took it and ran with it as like
Yeah.
my own title. And that's one thing I want other people to understand from that message as well, is that you're gonna have a lot of other people try to bring you down. They're gonna spread shit. They're gonna say all these things about you. The brand Welshcare is to show you that no matter how many times that you've been bullied, and no matter how many times you got attacked and all this other shit and rumors spread, and mistakes you've made, you can bounce back and turn it into something that's actually meaningful and something that can actually transform people's lives. And one of your messages from the mental health aspect of the gym as well that you just posted recently, I feel like that's another one that resonates with a lot more people. Is just that it connects people physically and mentally, where you're able to work out your demons.
Oh
Literally, you're
yeah,
able to work out through your mental health and actually able to work with your depression through that way, your anxiety through the gym. And it's hard to even get to the gym sometimes for them, but
yeah,
it's like me and you are prime examples. Like, you built your own gym in the home.
yeah,
I have my own little mini gym literally right over there, where it's only 6 feet of space, because we understand what the actual two beneficial factors are between lifting for your physical health, but also at the same time, it's for your mental health.
yeah. Just get it in, like the release, like you said, release those demons. It's a very big therapeutic thing. A lot of people have that rage inside them, and that's where like I feel like some people don't approach me in the gym because I get such an angry. This is not the best thing, but I get in such an angry zone that it's like, I have to get this done and be able to lift this weight. I have to go into a place that's very dark in my side, in my doors, let's just say, in my
Oh
lifestyle, the
yeah,
life of what happened.
things you gotta reminisce that, like, that activate certain parts of your body that just want to fucking just punch the hole in the wall, but
Right,
instead you're gonna move that weight as hard and fast as you fucking can right
right,
now.
right. I don't know if you're X-Men fan at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember the first one when they went back in time when they were younger? I can't think. Um, Not Last Stand.
No, I know which one you're talking about.
Like they're all young. Like Magneto was just learning his
Yeah.
powers and stuff. Like remember he used
Was it First Class? X-Men First?
yes,
Yeah,
first class.
yeah.
Yeah, happiness. And he was even stronger than that. So like that's a thing too, where like you could think of happy thoughts as well in the gym and go to that place where it's like, wow, it's tranquil, it's releasing everything.
I feel like that's what everyone eventually does develop, though.
Yeah,
Like,
oh yeah. I mean, look at the sound. Look at I'm not sound. Look at your music. Your
yeah.
music goes from like I can listen to death metal or like heavy techno hard stuff, but now we listen to like what the hell is her name? Uh Paramore. Like Brick by Boring Brick.
Yeah.
It's like something really soft or whatnot.
Yeah, no, and it's like the people who understand that the gym becomes more of your mental health than it becomes your physical health. You start to then, I feel like, translate that aspect into life once you fully start taking it serious.
Mm,
Because a lot of people just look at the gym as just an opportunity for you to be physically fit, an
right, fit,
opportunity.
healthy, lose weight.
Exactly, but they don't understand that it's at the same time you're literally chipping away some things that you've been suppressing mentally.
Right.
And especially if you're somebody who, I know I preach this plenty of times on the channel, that if you're somebody who really does struggle with depression, who struggles with anxiety, who just struggles with their self-image in general, who struggles with comparing people, like comparing yourselves, number one thing to do from that situation is to stop comparing yourself to other people and to start comparing yourself to yourself.
Right.
Like, are you doing better than you were a month ago?
Yeah.
Are you doing better than you were 2 months ago, 3 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Like, that, it's important to remember though the times where it's like, yeah, you put so much effort into growth, so the harder times are going to come no matter what.
Yeah, no matter, yeah. There's gonna happen in life no matter what. The roller coaster is a roller coaster for a reason.
Exactly. So now you have an opportunity now to build a armor system for yourself, and build, not only just this weaponized brain of emotions that you can control, but also at the same time, it's a way for you to fully understand and appreciate your body in itself, because you're able to see the physical changes that you're putting yourself through. And when people just continuously say, oh, how come I can't look like that, why can my body do this, you're diminishing your own process and you're diminishing your own mental health, just because you're not understanding the full concept is that you're doing better than you were originally just by starting.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, the one on full
No, you're
motivational
fine.
tangent
It's
there.
fine. You have to, because I'm gonna branch off that as well. Where looking at yourself in the mirror every day is the number one thing. Loving yourself. That's a big thing that not many people do at all. They cannot look at the mirror and say like, I love myself, no matter what I look like, who I am, and whatnot, no matter what it is. And knowing that you can get better no matter what, because like life is a never ending process of getting better. Like if you think, okay, I'm the best I could be right now, like yes, you might think you're the best you could be, but let's push it a little bit further. Let's see where you can realistically go. I think like everyone has the potential to do whatever they want to. Like one of the things that my podcast says as well is think about that, like the people who created this world were no smarter than you. Like
Yeah,
the people who made the things in this world were you back in the day. They just kept moving and moving forward. Another thing that I like to hear was what's his name? The guy that does Family Feud.
oh, Steve Harvey.
Yeah, Steve Harvey like to said one day, he's like, if you're making $5,000 a month, and then you're like, I want to be a millionaire, and then a couple of months later, a year later, probably heard this. Now I'm making 15K a month, and now like you got to think. And I'm not the most religious person. I do believe in other realities, dimensions. I do believe someone in God and stuff like that. But you have to be blessed of what you are receiving at this time.
Gratitude.
Yeah, exactly. Be thankful. I remember there's a point where like I was getting 10 views or like 15 likes or whatnot. Now I'm getting like hundreds of likes, a couple of thousands of views. I'm like, wow, like it's changing as I go, and like you have to be grateful of the steps. Yeah, I'm not at a million yet, but one day I will. One day I will. And being able to inspire people as well, to just show them, like you said with the motivational thing. Jake, no, not Jake, Marco in the gym,
Yeah,
and the front desk guy.
yeah,
He was telling me today, because me and him been talking a lot lately. He's like, Mike, I was on your page today, and I saw like under your my life highlights, which have a little couple motivational things in it. He's like, that made me go to the gym that day. I watched the one with Mike Tyson and the other guy. I'm like, and they were both like crying on the podcast. He's like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, that one hits me all the time. It really makes me like want to do things. And he's like, that made me go to the gym that day because I wasn't gonna go. I'm like, that's what I want.
yeah,
I want to show people that like not yes, it took me a long time to get where I am at today, and it will take a long time if you just stay dedicated to it. But if you just keep showing up no matter what, yes, motivation will come in hand. You'll watch something that will inspire you to push forward. You'll see your idol, you see your model, and you'll keep going for it because you want to be that person. But at the end of the day, if you really want to change yourself, you'll go do it no matter what.
yeah,
Of course, you'll have those days where it's like, I'm not in a good headspace to go and whatnot. And that's where you just said with anxiety and depression, like getting your ass up and still going to the gym, even though I've told this to someone, like, I know you're crying right now, but go drive to the gym crying, stay outside for 5-10 minutes, and then make yourself go in. Even if you're still tearing walking in, the moment you get in there, like a karate studio, let's say, because I used to do karate back in the day, you'd probably think like basic, like well, the moment you step in those doors, anything out there has nothing to do with in here. You are it's just you and the weight system, let's say. It's you and the mat.
yep,
And within 10 minutes of working out, 15 minutes, you're gonna be like, wow, okay, I'm here. Let's do this. I'm in a different mindset now. And it's just with the like you're saying too, with the desire to depression, I think Joe Rogan said this as well that I like is going through a very, very intense workout, like very intense can diminish anxiety like it's nothing, because
yeah,
think about it, like you just went through something so intense, like you were out of breath, you were on the verge of throwing up, you couldn't even walk out of the gym, and you think like, oh my god, this is that. It's like, oh wow, like that's like nothing compared to what I just did. Like
yeah.
something like the Maces. Let's say, you put yourself through. Like you picked up the 200. Is it 250?
Two fifty. Yeah,
The sandbag. Like I know you. I know like you even thought too you could do it, and like of course, like if anything, you had to work your way to do it. You couldn't just do it maybe one time, but just
yeah.
doing
I
that,
failed the first 3 times trying to even pick it up, like
right?
trying to even just get it off the ground. My body couldn't even recognize
Yeah,
like what the hell was going on.
yeah, and like how to do it too in that motion, and but just uh, uh, by doing that, you could think to yourself, like, God forbid something happened at home, like I can handle this situation because I handled that. I was able to handle that with not just ease, but I was able to handle it. Now I can handle this as well. I could keep moving forward, going from there
Yeah,
with anxiety and depression as well. And it's a big therapeutic as well,
it's
with
very therapeutic. And when I feel that you also then combine the two together, you combine the actual physical therapy, but then you also go to real therapy. You're able to then really dial in on not only what the hell is bothering you that's causing so much anxiety, but you're also able to tap into some different roots that you didn't realize, like why you are to say the way you are, and then you are able to really fully correct that. And I feel once I started taking therapy a lot more serious, I was starting to see more results physically,
Mhm.
because not only was I starting to get more quality sleep, because also if you're not getting quality sleep, you're not going to see shit.
No,
You have to
seven to
sleep.
nine, 7 to 9 hours.
You have to sleep. And that coming from somebody who used to work the overnight at Planet Fitness and then went to personal training, slept for 3 to 4 hours, went back to personal training, then back to Planet Fitness at night, your mind and your body will turn on you so fast that it's a blink of an eye. Within a year, you are completely different mentally, person mentally. You are completely drained. You're
Yeah.
physically not seeing anything change.
Sicknesses come in easily because
So
your immune system's down because it's not able to heal and rest, things
so
along those lines.
it's like that deep rested state where you're able to get into REM state.
Yes.
It's beyond needed for your body to recover, but also for your mind to recover. So if you're somebody who is also struggling with anxiety, get yourself some good sleep, get yourself some quality protein, quality food, get yourself some, quality training. And if you can do it also at the same time, go to therapy. You'll be surprised just what those four things can do for somebody's life.
No, it can too. Like, some people are where they're like, oh, therapy makes me weak and whatnot. I wasn't never those persons for that. I was never that person for a long time. After my grandma passed in the summer, I was like, I need to go. I need to go sit down. And it wasn't crazy. It wasn't like every week. I told the lady I go to, I was like, listen, I'm gonna do every 2 weeks. I'm okay. Like I've always dealt with shit in my life. I always had problems. I always had things going on. So I was like, I'm a very positive person, very um outgoing, not outgoing, but just a very positive mental output person because I always saw my mom and what she had to deal with in her lifetime. So that made
Right.
me like strong. Like I have to be the strong one still, And some people think that therapy makes you weak. It doesn't, and you could if your therapist is good enough where like right now, even so, like I pushed it to now once a month. I'm going to therapy once a month now,
Yeah.
where, she's even told me multiple times, my therapist, she's like, Mike, surprised you have therapy because like sometimes you come in here with such a positive attitude. You have such a good outlook on life. And I ask you, like, why are you here? I'm like, I'm a little fucked up in the head about some things, like certain things going there. It is good too to talk to a stranger like that, complete stranger, where it's like they have no idea what's going on. They might tell me a little bit here and there, but it's something good to express yourself with and get another view as well. And it's also just nice to have conversations with people as well. It's good,
Yeah.
like, it's a good aspect with that, and it will definitely add to your life if you have things. I believe, and even with like a personal trainer, therapist, whatnot, there should be a point where like I'm good right now.
Yeah.
I learned
Exactly.
everything you taught me. Thank you for mentoring me. Everything you taught me. Thank you. I want to take those teaching methods that you gave me. I want to put them into work. If I do need you at some point, I'm gonna give you a call.
Yeah.
Judd used to tell me that all the time. Judd used to tell me, Mike, I don't want to be your trainer for life. I want to train you until you don't need me anymore. And then you go off on your own. And then if you have questions, you want to advance a little more, you come back. But I'm not here to take your money. I'm not here to be with you all the time. If you want me, you want me, but that's it.
Well, that's at the end of the day, that's what makes good trainers good, like,
Yeah.
and good therapists good. Is that we understand the process. We're not here just to continuously take your money. We're here to actually make an impact in your life, and we're here to help change your life. That's why it's like over the 100+ clients I've worked with over the last 2 years at Unique. The reason why it's 100+ is because very few of them have stayed for the whole time because they've reached their goals.
Mm.
They hit their peak of what they wanted to hit. So why are they gonna still spend the money when it's just like I'm already doing what I want to do now? Do I obviously want them to continuously train with me? Yeah,
Yeah, because they like
obviously.
you. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And the final commercial for today, guys, just want to real quick talk to you a little bit more about good buddy Eric and his company Based. So in particular with the one product Shilajit. So I've been taking Shilajit for the last about 4 months now, and not only have I seen an increase in my strength and testosterone levels, but I've also have noticed a significant increase in also mental clarity and stability. So yeah, there's a lot of hype behind Shilajit, but believe the hype when you take real Shilajit from base and you follow exactly what the box says. You could also use code Welshcare at base to save yourself some money. Let's get back to the episode.
Yeah, 'cause they like
Obviously.
you. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
They like
because
your company.
they like the company, they like the conversations. A lot of them even find the conversations that we have are a little more therapeutic just because like I'm not afraid to talk about deep route. I've had clients literally cry in the middle of a session with me.
Yeah.
And but I told them that it's completely normal because that's the mental aspect behind this physical training.
Yeah.
Is that you are truly channeling all the deep shit that's wrong with you, and you are trying to transform it into something better, so that you can look in yourself, look in the mirror a little, and smile a little bit more. You know, the mirror is an amazing tool, but it's also a very harmful tool if you don't have the right mentality at the same time.
Yes, 100% agree.
If you looking at into that mirror, like last night in particular, there's a video on my feed on the story from my Instagram where it's like I quit midway through my set because I was so gassed. But then it was just like, all right, let me go finish it strong. Because I looked in the mirror and I looked at myself, and it's just like channeling it's like rechanneling, redeeming. Like, why did I start this? Why did I do this? Okay, let's finish strong. Boom, 1, 2, 3,
Right.
4, and it was over.
Right.
If you are able to properly hold yourself accountable without shitting on yourself, that's that healthy boundary that you can build, that not only discipline within the future with the gym, the discipline to eat properly, everything else I talked about before. It all starts with your self-love and how you feel about yourself. Like, you can be I know some of the biggest boys, biggest people who have the most confident and they love in their life. They're not comparing themselves to the skinny folk. They're not comparing themselves to other people who have six packs. They got the whole giant keg sitting in front of them, and guess what? They're living a happy ass lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's down to your mentality. If you're somebody who is looking at the gym as or even just looking at working out, or even just looking at the mirror as something like it's a chore. I hate doing this. I hate eating healthy. I hate being. You're drowning yourself in negativity you're not to the point that you're not going to achieve any goal, regardless, because you're not speaking to yourself correctly. Every single morning, I wake up. First four things I say: thank you for myself, love myself, appreciate myself. All praise to God, all praise to the Most High. Thanks be to God for another day.
Yes.
And then I step my foot onto the ground.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not the most religious person in the world. I don't, obviously I say that with the cross list saying right there, but I'm more in tune spiritually with the Most High, because it's a different level of gratitude when you build with yourself. And I feel like that's the number one priority for, is like, yeah, obviously it's like gratitude towards the universe, gratitude towards God, but gratitude towards yourself for not giving up.
Yeah. And you can't give up on yourself, and going from there, it's you loving yourself at the end of the day is the most important thing. Having an outlook and that mindset to keep going no matter what. Like I was just saying, like, so last year was hard for me. Last year I lost my dad, my grandma, and two dogs I had to put down. So last year was a rough fucking year for me. But at the end of the day, I kept telling myself my dad would want me to keep going on, my grandma would want me to keep going on. Am I get other dogs? Yeah, I'm gonna get other dogs. It's the mindset to keep going no matter what has happened, no matter where you started from, no matter what you think about yourself. You can change. This is where I said where you can just better yourself and
Yeah.
keep bettering yourself no matter what. There is no stop. There is no stop. I like that you did say that the like 5 things you're grateful for every morning, right?
Yeah.
I do that not every morning, I don't do it every morning, but some mornings I'll do like 3 things I'm grateful for. I have my mother, I have a roof over my head, my feet touch the ground today again. Those are my top main 3 ones that I say. And it's very important to think of what you're grateful for, and that outlook on life is very, very important, to just be like, okay, I'm here. I'm not going to compare myself to here. Like, yes, I do want that. I do want that house. I do want that dream. I do want that goal, but I'm not going to be malicious towards or jealous of them. You will
Yep.
just gotta think that, like, I will achieve that one day. I will get to that place one day. I will. Saying you're changing of your words. People ask me about, like, what's my next competition. My next competition this year is December, which is nationals, and I will be getting my pro card. As I'm saying, like, sometimes I slip and I say I hope again. And they're like, no, like, even people that I know, like,
You will.
I will get my pro card. I will get the car I want. I will get the house I want. I will get the girl I want. All these things.
Comes down to that mentality.
It does. It really does. Your mentality, and that's, again, like we said, the relation between gym, working out, fitness, no matter what you're doing, you're going outside and running every day, you're lifting up kettlebells, swinging maces, you're training for a bodybuilding competition, you're putting the squat bar on your back, you're powerlifting. It can relate to just life in general in so many ways. It will just aid you to push forth and break through those walls, squats is like a number one thing to acknowledge. So like a lot of people feel they have weights on their shoulders, right? Like I'm just getting bear down. I can't stand up anymore. A squat, you are putting a barbell on your back with a weight and it's pushing you down to the ground. And it's up to you to stand back up. It's the same thing in life. Rocky said, it's gonna beat you down and you gotta get back up.
It's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep pushing forward.
And keep pushing forward.
Literally one of my favorite quotes of all time. And it came from a fucking movie. And it's just, it's still a line that resonates with me, and a line that I hold dearly just because it's like 10 years ago, this March will be the 10th anniversary of my house fire. So this very house that we are in right now was on fire, smoked out, destroyed by water. This very basement was flooded with the water from the fire department, and got knocked down pretty fucking hard. We lost everything physically. We lost a cat, we lost 3 birds, and we lost a whole home. I had to share a room with my 28-year-old sister at the time, which was no bigger than maybe this cut off to there. So very, very biggerish. And then also having the whole family in one trailer, just run away from each other.
Couldn't.
So it was a year of just consistent problem after problem after problem. And that was a year that I took that quote and I read it on stage.
Okay.
It was like they did the whole like read aloud thing at Brentwood High School, and I read my own little motivational thing, but then I also then quoted Rocky in the middle of it at the same time, and then ended off with my own spiel at the same time. Nice. It's a speech that if you wake up and you immediately don't want to do what you got to do, you got to start thinking, what is sitting behind this phone, watching other people do what I want to do, watching other people live a life I want to live, watching other people put up this fake story or fake life without any error, without just putting up this perfect persona. You got to wake up and then you got to put your feet onto the ground, look your ass into that fucking mirror and realize that's this here, everything behind here, you do not realize what half the people go through and how much of a lie they are manipulated. I see people especially with the workouts in the gym. I'm gonna start calling you motherfuckers out when I see you in the gym, that literally just do the one set to record and then walk away.
Yes.
Oh, and then you have the nerve to fucking set up a tripod too
and post it. And you're like, yeah, I'm getting my work. I can understand if you are just getting content for the day. And like, let's say, because that's something I would want to do somewhere at point. Like, just content for the day. I'm going to go back, or I did my actual training in the morning. I'm coming back later on for content and then going from there. But to actually just like, and then the funny thing is too, like, they mean to say they don't look the part at all.
No,
I don't want to be mean to say because everyone's different.
Mean.
Like you don't look the part to do it. Like especially now with like how much you can filter and change everything and lighting and this and that. It's like especially with the dark lighting that's been nowadays. Some of it, but it's not as dark. There's points where it's so gray and
you only see their face.
Yeah, it's black and gray so much that it's like I don't see anything.
See, with me, I have no tripod. I bring with me to the gym. I literally just set up my phone in different spots around the gym, and that's it. In the areas where it's least in the way for individuals that are trying to cross paths. Now, in the videos, will people walk past my video all the time? Obviously. Do people get mad do I get mad at it? No. Do I get irritated at it? No, because I'm focused on the actual workout itself. And if I have to do another set of it, so this way I get a better video quality, I'm gonna get another set out of it. But you motherfuckers out there that are giving off this fake persona are ruining people's mentality when it comes down to their motivation for the gym, because they see you post up this fake ass workout that you're doing and saying that you're getting all these results, but meanwhile you're not showing them the extra T that you're taking, you're not showing them the extra D-ball that you're taking, you're not showing them the shit you're shooting in your ass, you're not showing them all the other shit that you fuck off.
Yeah.
It's just like you're ruining the people that are trying to build a natural, strong, dense body and think that just because they do some simple workouts, you're gonna get bloated biceps, you're gonna get a 6 pack in a fucking month. They're going to have quads the size of fucking this guy over here in a matter of a month and a half just by doing a little bit of legs. Like, no, I've been trying to grow my fucking legs for 2.5 years because of how broken they are, but also I have lanky ass legs. I have a body like
I
fucking
was gonna say
Slenderman
that, yeah,
partially.
you're very lengthy. So again, as a lengthier person, think 6 foot. Wait,
6'3".
okay, so he's a foot taller than me. Like literally a foot taller than me. I'm 5'2". So you gotta think of like the muscle compound in now it's a scientific muscle compound between the ligaments. Like to have someone like for you, you would need someone your size showing you workouts for you. Now, of course,
Exactly.
I could show you workouts as well to make them grow, but it's not gonna happen as quickly, no matter what. Especially too if you're not shooting tests or anything like that,
No, especially if
anything
not
like
shooting
that.
up shit. Like, and also like when it comes down to range of motion too, like for anything, when it comes down
Right,
to benching, when
right.
it
It's a
comes down
very
to
long, yeah.
deadlifting, squatting, my range of motion is so different compared to others. Where it's like I'm blessed that I can do acid grass. I'm blessed that I'm 6'3" and I could drop down and really break fucking play the parallel plane. But at the same time, when I see someone who is like just like 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", 5'12", 5'12".
He said, yeah.
As the catabolics talking, they're stopping midway. There's just like it makes me a little more confident just because like yeah, I'm not squatting nearly as much weight, but my range of motion and the density that I'm building, like the size I have now is definitely a size I didn't even have in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I was gonna just say like, your arms look beefy when you were doing that just now. I was like,
You
you got
know,
beefy arms. So
it's been thankful to the kettlebells, the maces. Like
yeah,
I don't train my body. He can attest to it. I
yeah,
literally I'm only on the turf. That's
that's
it.
it. I never see Tim. Not saying he doesn't know. Tim knows a lot of stuff, but Tim is always on the turf doing his um, medicine balls, kettlebells, anything, all of it,
Yeah,
bases.
that's the stuff that's going to cater towards like real life strength at the same time. But I also have been working at gyms since I was 17 years old. So sorry, 18 years old. And the fact that oh shit, yeah, 10 years ago, the 10 years so I was throwing into holy shit, wow. So I always worked on like regular equipment. The very first job I worked for was Blink.
Right.
Then from there, I worked for Retro. Then from Retro, I worked for Planet. Then from Planet, I worked for a couple private places. Now the private places got me ready for this major stage that was unique.
Yeah.
But uh being in the game that I am as long as I've been in, I've only been training the kettlebells and it's this the mace is only 2 years now. I have not only the strongest physique I've ever had, but I also enjoy my workouts more. I actually have a little more fun. I'm burning more calories, definitely, versus just pressing. And again, I have nothing against the regular traditional way of lifting. But what I find is that if you're really looking to build like that farmer strength, which again, you can attest to it doing the shit that you did on the
Yeah.
farm, you can't get that. You can't get that unless you do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and you're actually grappling or wrestling. You're grappling, literally manipulating a human body, or you do the type of workouts that I do, which are inspired by Tom DiGioli, Josh Wincy, well, variety of other major unconventional training style, the sandbags, the maces, the clubs, the kettlebells, all this dense work. It helps it's like the major compliment towards the bench because I can still hit three. I can still hit my depth for four, like 405. And like, I do maybe once every 2 or 3 months.
Right.
That's about it though. I got no ego behind that shit.
Because basically, I was gonna say is you found your niche.
Yeah.
Like I said, was saying
Go back to that. Yeah, the niche.
he
Yeah.
found his niche of what physically works for him best, what he enjoys the best, and that's a very important key factor when you're going to the gym. Yes, of course, you could just have a lifestyle and be healthy and fit, and that's what a lot of people want. And it's a good method, but finding what you really want to do and push your potential and going forward is very, very important too. Again, like you're saying, like you have the best body you have right now.
Yeah.
Doing kettlebells and everything for the past years, comparing to being machines and working out regularly for whatever else.
So I don't get me wrong. I saw some results, but the max results I'm seeing from the training I'm doing now, I don't think I could ever stop doing.
No. And you gotta say too, like you're definitely in a again progressing through mindset, you're moving on, you're in a better place, you're getting your sleep, you're doing all
Yeah.
these things, you're adding all these um uh,
Just
like
stacking up
buffs.
minus
Yeah,
steps.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you're adding these buffs to you basically. Like let's
Yeah.
say like gaming term, right? Like you're adding a buff to you every time. Either you're getting to sleep and you're getting the food and you're getting nutrition, work, stretching, all these things. Like now you're adding all this together, and prime example is the result.
Exactly. So here, you're gonna be the first person I do this on the podcast with. Three things that you are grateful for.
Okay. Like, I mean, I kind of said them before, like, like
Yeah.
waking up in the morning. I mean, I'm definitely grateful for my health and able to go work out every day, especially with what I want to do. Like, dream to be a pro bodybuilder. I will be a pro bodybuilder one day. My realistic dream is to be a 3-time Mr. Olympia one day. That's the top thing. So I'm grateful that I am able to work out every day. I'm grateful that I had such a mother as a role model. She's my hero at the end of the day. So to have her still throughout my whole entire life, especially like I said, like I lost a lot of people. So like she is my one and only right now that I have, and I'm very blessed and grateful to have her in my life to be able to push forward and always want the best for me and will sacrifice anything in her life for me.
Can definitely relate.
Um, and I guess I am also very grateful for the people around me. Honestly, that I've had great people throughout the years. Throughout the years, people have come and gone, and that's gonna happen. But the people that have stuck around, or even the new people I've met too, like I've known Tim probably for about a year now, and going forward. But now, like within this year now, like let's say September, I've gotten close with Tim. We've had talks. Like he actually, I was gonna say to you today, I did sign up for ISSA and stuff like that. So like he talked me into it more. So hopefully next couple of months you'll see me at Unique as well, training bodybuilding coach as well.
There we
And
go.
but yeah, no, I'm grateful for people around me with the support and being that happy person for everyone. Of course, everyone goes through shit, and I'm not a type of person that will tell people and talk about it constantly. I like to bring that energy into the room and just this is the energy I have, not that energy. That happens. Yes, it happens no matter what, but I'm bringing forth this one. So I'm definitely grateful for those three things in my lifetime.
Now we already know what one of the goals are, but what are three goals that you got right now?
I will be getting my pro card December, so I'm working my ass off for that. I will with the renovations and construction right now, I'm trying to steer away from working for someone. So one of my goals is by the end of next year, hopefully have my own little handyman business.
Okay.
That's what I want
Okay.
to do, have a little handyman. So like, everyone gets to a point where like I don't want to be forced to swing a hammer. I want to do
Yeah.
it on my own and like have fun with it, enjoy and like see the people's results. That's my other second goal right now. And I guess the third goal would be just to not be happier in life, but be in even a better standpoint than what I am now. Like we all deal with depression. I deal with depression here and there. And like my mom was telling me today too, like you're not it all the time, but it does come back and forth. And I know it will come back and forth,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's just life. But I just want to get to a point where not that it's never happening, but like that, like, wow, I'm in such a good point. Like, I haven't felt that way in a long time. This month's hard because this is the month that my father did pass. So this month is hard for me. Last year, it's already a year. And that's where I said to on the other day on Instagram, like, anything could happen a year, and
Yeah.
a year could fly by and things can go haywire. And you just got to keep going forward with it. So those are my three goals for the year, pro card, have a little handyman business going, and just overall happiness and diminish depression.
And last thing, what are three tips you can give to anybody right now out there right now, just as regular like, life advice? What are three things that you got?
The three things I could give is one, have the people around you, like look at your friend group, like look who you talk to and who you speak to every day, who is I'm not gonna say corrupting your mind, but who is aiding to your well-being, who are the people around you. There's a lot of very high wealthy businessmen and stuff like that. They always say like, show me your friend group and I'll show you your future. That is a very important thing, and it sucks too because you're gonna have to cut people out of your life. I've had to
Oh
do
yeah.
that, and it's sick.
I just recently did. I literally just like yesterday, as of yesterday. It's a fucking heartbreaking thing to
It is,
do,
especially
but you
when you
need to
know
do
them
for
for
yourself.
years. Yeah, you do. I'm not gonna go into details, but one of my friends from high school had to do that a couple of years back. I barely talked to him. He's in the friend group, but I don't reach out to him because just work ethic wise between us is nowhere existence, and
Exactly the
that's what
same.
bothered me a lot because I got that lazy. So like, tip number one is Look at your friend group, who you have around you, and are you talking about goals? Are you talking about business opportunities? Are you talking about making money? How are you talking about living the lifestyle you want to? You know, that's number one. Number two, get active no matter what it is, whether you do like 10 push-ups on the floor a night, whether you go walk outside and walk your dog or something. Just be active consistently every day, and that's what consistency is. The key. It's one of my hashtags I always use, but it really is the key at the end of the day. If you do show up every single day and just do the minimum, I started realistically having active rest days, which is cardio, abs and calves, cardio's abs and stretching, cardio, stretching. That's it. Or just stretching for 30 minutes. Just
Yeah,
being active still and getting the blood flowing, the movements going. And you got to think too, like when you're being active constantly, and especially if you guys are working, like those workers like me, you're out at work all day long, doing whatever. Um, it helps diseases, helps diminish all these problems that everyone has. Like I'm not a person that does believe in medicine a lot. Like I do not believe on living in pills your whole life. I really don't. Unless like,
same.
I'm not against anyone that has it, it's just my belief system that like they this guy conspiracy theory. They want you to be on medication so they could farm you your whole entire life and just like, oh, give me money, and I'm not gonna fix the problem for you. We're just gonna mask it constantly, and that's something
See, I told you I'm not the only one who talks about this shit. I told you. I told you
learning to
guys, not the
go.
only one.
It's true though, because like I even say for like cancer, like I know like my dad had brain cancer, my other grandfather died from cancer as well. It is we all have cancer and us, cancer cells. If we want to get scientific into it, we talk about another time how it really happens, but what you do in life will either aid the disease or fight the disease. So, like, if you're doing things about being active, watching what you eat and stuff like that, like, again, live your life, but moderation is a thing.
Yep.
You will fight the disease. Like, broccoli is another thing that does fight cancer cells. It's something along those lines. So, tip number two is be active, have a healthy lifestyle. Don't go too crazy. Live your lifestyle. Enjoy. You're going out with your friends, have a drink. Have that Snickers bar,
Yeah.
have that, but Monday, back on the ball again. Tip number three would just to be happy no matter what. Like always have that positive attitude and to be able to control your emotions. I was watching and listening and I try to say it. An angry man is a weak man. If a man leads into his anger and is able to scream and yell and all these things, it's a weak man in my eyes. Of course, being that protector, you're going to yell and stuff like that as a masculine man should be. I also believe in very masculine men. Protector, provider, going out there doing the hard jobs that no one wants to do. But like again, like controlling your emotions is a very big thing. Be happy, be sad, feel it fully, no matter what it is. You had a death in the
Feel the
family.
heel.
Yeah, you had a death in the family, feel it. Feel it, know where it's coming from. Don't suppress it, but move on with it. You can be sad and still live life. You can do things and still go on with life. And what's going to happen is, excuse me, that sadness will just get less and less every day. That anger will get less and less every day. I promise it will, because it as you're moving forward in life and more things are going on, it's like I don't know if you ever heard about like stacking your food in a certain way in a
Yeah.
day. Yeah. So like if you're gonna have like if you know you're gonna have ice cream at the end of the day, have the ice cream first, have your salad next. It sounds disgusting, but then have your like meats and proteins afterwards. So it's like stacking in a way. This gets digested first. So as you're going through life, you might have sadness, depression, anger all built up, but now let's put happiness on top. And what's going to happen is that happiness is going to push down and push down and push down. And there one day we're like, oh, now it's just happiness left. I don't have, of course, it'll come up again, and it can and will come up again. But as long as you are able to feel that happiness, like having that energy every day, coming into the room, walking in the room, understanding that I was here, like we talked about, and now I'm here. I'm grateful for this. I'm excited. I'm happy for life, but not diminishing yourself to say like I'm just a sad person, I'm just a depressed person, I'm just this, I'm just that. You're not just that. Never. You're more than anything you're capable of.
So
And
that
my tip number three is just to try to control emotions and always, no matter what, be happy. Have a smile on your face no matter what. Go through life being happy. Even if even if the world is crumbling around you, be happy because again, when you walk into someone like say I never knew with the fire with you, right?
Yeah.
I would have never known that unless me and Tim talked about it, but like Tim never.
All right, guys. So real quick, before we get back to the episode, I just want to talk to you a little bit more about your vitamins, your nutrition, everything else that you got going on in your life when it comes down to just overall supplements. So gummies, regular vitamins, we have hair product, everything at the Welshcare store. If you really want to support the channel or support me in any way, the best way to is not just using the other products here and using code Welsh10 or Welshcare, but it's also going to the Welshcare store and ordering anything on there as well. A wide variety of products from everything from supplement wise to makeup line to a hair product line. So anything that you guys need on there, shoot me a question if you shoot me a DM if you have any questions. And yeah, best way to support the channel, shot down below. Thank you very much.
Me and Tim talked about, but like Tim never shows that to anyone, never brings that down for anyone. The same thing with me, like the deaths in my family that has happened. I would never bring that in to bring someone down. I'm gonna be that happy, spontaneous person. I'm gonna give you the person you want every day, no matter what I'm going through. So tip number 3 is be happy no matter what and control your emotions.
So, with that being said, brother man, I appreciate your time. I
Thank you. I
appreciate,
love doing this, honestly. I was very excited for a long time to do this.
dude. It's been almost yeah, we've been rolling for almost 2 hours now. So
Oh,
it's
sweet.
just it's insane. Just flew, it flies right
Yeah,
by.
just having conversation, talking, and that's what this is what life's about. Life is about
Yeah.
meeting people, having conversations, making the connections, and you don't know where like again, like we both said, we're not the most religious types, but if you're asking God or someone for that answer, it's not going to come to you in a dream. It could come from a conversation that someone is saying to you, and you don't
Exactly.
know that. Like, oh fuck, he just said something that I was asking for, and then it goes from there. So
So, one more time, where can they follow you? Where can they find you? Any other social media platforms? As far as like your, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram. It's muscle_marinara_terzo. That's my main platform on there every single day. You can feel free to message me on there or WhatsApp as well. WhatsApp business. You can add me on there. I will like to do a YouTube someday, so that will probably be Muscle Marinara as well, because that's my signature name,
Yeah.
Italian little thing.
When you decide to launch it, we're welcome to come back on. We'll talk about what's going to be on there,
Hell
and
yeah.
we'll tag you below so that make sure they can follow.
Yeah, no, I 100% thank you. And then if you are a gym goer at Unique, don't feel scared to come up to me. I've had a couple of guys now, like they literally look at me like muscle marinara. I'm like, yeah, that's me. What's up? How you doing? And they're like, yeah, I do. I might have an angry persona on me in the gym. I do. I know I do, but like I'm just in a
It is
zone. I'm in a zone where it is aggressive and it's not. I am doing workouts that are not the prettiest to other people, but it's getting the job done.
exactly. I mean, you want on stage, so.
Exactly. I'm gonna get that pro card. I'm gonna be a professional bodybuilder.
Well, with that being said, brother man, I can't wait to see that happen, and I'll
Oh yeah.
definitely be there when it does happen.
Thank you,
So,
brother. I appreciate it very much.
not a
Thank you
problem.
for having me on here.
It's been Welshcare, guys.